Now we're recording.
Hey, Ma, look, no hands.
Crash. All right, thanks, folks, for joining us again on a Veterans to Veterans Group video podcast on the road again.
Again.
So, you had mentioned, Chuck, that we just came back from an interview with Junior, and we'll have that up. Matter of fact, this might be linked to it. I'm not positive, but you had said, "I love what we do." That was your phrase, and that's right. I love what we do. I love what we do in the office, writing checks, calling places, paying direct payments for clients and our veterans and first responders, and helping them out financially and getting them into a better place, right? But
Absolutely.
what we did today for Junior was fantastic. And what did we do for Junior today, in case people haven't seen the video?
And you know what was interesting is
We brought him
the initial aspect of talking to him, and the first thing he says is, "Oh, my friends at school don't believe that's what happened."
Yeah.
And
because the whole reason we came again was to bring him the Xbox that he lost in the fire. But when he told his friends in school, he said they don't believe me.
Yeah. So
and we were like, we can fix that. We can do something.
Yeah, and we have such a blessed organization, the community, the people within the organization.
Absolutely.
We raised quite a bit of, we did some assistance to get them some new clothes and all these things.
Yeah, we did.
But our board and then the community within Franconia put together, everybody pitched in and raised over $800 in a weekend to buy him the newest, best version of the new Xbox.
Yeah.
Which he lost in the fire. One of the only things he really cared about.
Yeah.
And then our anonymous donor that we deal with not only fulfilled the request on them, but sent an additional about $1,000 to help them for whatever they want.
For their odds and ends.
Yeah, so it's
because everybody has odds and ends that you don't think of at the time, right? Bric-a-brac, as I call it, whatever.
Plus, it's just intimates, right? Like, who wants to really talk about needing underwear or socks or, hygienic things, especially as a woman,
It's true.
This was the mother's house that this happened to. It's like,
I got other things I need, and we were able to provide that through the use of our room.
And she's mixed Cuban and Cuban and Puerto Rican, which is funny. But in that culture, you can see it with her. That she's a bit standoffish as far as what her needs are.
Yeah.
A little bit more emotionally reserved, but that's kind of that culture of both those countries. So I can understand, she's not going to bring up every little thing that they need.
No, she won't. But when we gave her the overage check from the foundation, she was very appreciative.
Oh, absolutely.
But when we were talking about, towards the end of our interview with Junior, her son who saved their lives.
Saved her and the two sisters. Yeah.
You were talking to her about, we were very praising Junior for his actions and what he did, and we said that the community really rallied together to get Junior the replacement Xbox, and he deserves it, and this and that, and that he saved their lives. And she started talking about the fire and how it melted the stuff inside the house and the metal door. There's only one exit, and that they were very lucky and blessed to have gotten out. She started getting a little emotional then.
Yeah,
she started getting emotional.
How close it was. Like right now, looking from the outside, no damage was really done.
Yeah,
to
it doesn't
outside.
look like too much.
But if it had gone for another few minutes, one of the houses next to it is so close, it most likely would have caught fire as well. And
it could have been a lot worse if they didn't. Frankly, if Junior wasn't awake or hadn't woken up or whichever to notify her of the fire.
And this says a lot more too than just this 9-year-old's actions. This is a strong, and I'm made a point to mention this to her after we were leaving. This is a strong indicator of who they are as parents.
Yes.
Who they are with each other despite being separated and divorced. They have still rallied together to take care of their kids.
Yeah.
And
because family is family no matter what. Right?
But that's not always the case, and we know that for a fact.
Right.
Separations and divorces lead to very uncivil things, a lot of resentment and very raw feelings.
But in this case, it brought them together for the sake of their children, if nothing else.
Absolutely. And, he played the middleman for most of the time we were getting all the stuff together to give her kind of a chance to get her emotional legs underneath her to be able to talk to us and stuff.
One of the things that you mentioned, which is really poignant, I think, is that one of the very cool things is that the husband, whether by choice or by circumstance, whatever, really made sure he allowed Junior's mom to take the limelight on this, right?
Very true.
As you said.
Because the first time we met at his house, it was his domain. He did most of the talking.
Yep.
And I think he was just trying to take the. I don't think it was. He was trying to take limelight. I think
he
was just trying to do the best as a dad. But when the option was to have everybody there or just her,
and of course we gave him the option.
He suggested to let her have that time. It was her house. It was, the kids were there with her, so it was all very immediate with her.
But he could have said, "Oh, I want to make sure I'm there to whatever."
Yeah.
But he didn't. He said, it's and for her part, and to her credit, Junior looked at his mom and said, and she said to Junior, "Tell the story. Tell him what happened." Great job, great parenting, fantastic interview with this young man. And I'm not even going to call him a kid. I'm going to call him a young man, even though he's 9 years old.
Yeah, really, really amazing stuff. And and it's interesting. You can see this with people with autism in general. You can see how there's some emotional disconnect as far as
he's bouncing around a little
showing like fear of it or the remnants of like being overly emotional, but he still had a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
I asked him, I was like, "Oh, did your dad yell at you for waking up?" And he's like, "No," and he's laughing, and he was able to understand there was a joke, but just wonderful, wonderful people. All around, it was so uplifting.
Yeah.
But it's also so frightening because it can never happen to us, right?
No, it can. This house fires and tragedies like this always happen to other people, don't they?
And so that's where it's to see how closely this is only about a 45-minute drive from our office and home. And it's people we've gotten pretty intimately knowing with, and so yeah, it hits home. Sometimes not immediately, but it'll hit you, and you'll be like, "Oh man, that."
Did you notice? A lot of places around her house had electrical fire extinguishers. The little foam.
I did
fire
not notice that.
I counted four
Whoa.
fire extinguishers specifically for electrical fires, and the electrical grade fires. They're different, so it's more like a foam, a CO2 or foam. And people live and learn. And what I want to do before we end this video is, like you had kind of mentioned, this never happens to us, is let people know, look, be ready. Something like this can happen. When her and her daughters went to bed that night, they didn't expect a house fire. And she mentions in the interview, they only had one exit to get out of the home. And they had to run through the fire to get out of the exit, through the exit. Through the fire to the exit to get out, and she got burned. And her daughter, one of her older or middle daughters, one of them got a little burn, and some of their cats lost their lives. So
it's really
it's be ready for something like this to happen.
Yeah.
Don't get ready after the fact. Get your fire extinguishers now. Make sure your fire alarms are working. Your CO2 alarms.
Be paranoid either. Don't create a safe room type of thing, but
just get ready. Make sure your fire alarms are working. Change your batteries.
Simple smoke alarms. Having a one of those ABC fire extinguishers
Yeah.
somewhere neutral, and most importantly, have 2 entrance egress ways in and out.
Yeah, if you can. And you know what? This isn't a bad idea. Have a plan. What do we do if there's a fire? Where do we go? Where do we meet up if we escape from a fire? Do we go to a neighbor's house? Do we meet at a tree in the yard? What do we do? A lot of fire and emergency preparation people will say, have a plan. Where do we go if something happens?
Who are we willing to leave behind?
If something happens, which one of us are going to make it?
Who are we willfully sacrificing? But it's true, and it's with everything, right? It's not just fire. It's your basic thing. Having when you get a vehicle, get rid of the scissor jack. Get a $50 2-ton jack. Get the type of things. Having a fire extinguisher in your car is always a good thing. Like, again, you don't have to go crazy to the point where you're having all these, under the seat packages and compartments, but
I mean, I do, but I mean, other people don't. I go.
You guys do a lot of driving in a lot of different places.
Yeah, but you don't have to.
Just be prepared.
Have some kind of preparation. And just keep in mind that it could happen to you. If you don't
have those things, make sure you have someone reliable, because up where we live, if you call out tow truck, you're looking at maybe 2-3 hours.
Yeah.
So make sure you have someone reliable that can bring you a can of gas or help you with a flat tire.
Because you know what? And if it happens in bad weather, like say the winter,
even worse,
what are you going to do?
I mean,
who are you going to call? Who are you going to call? Where are you going to go?
And how many times we hear about that too? That
as case managers,
people possibly dying because of being stuck in snowstorms and stuff. So
it's definitely something to keep in mind. What are you going to do if X happens? Where are you going to go? Who are you going to call? Just keep it in mind, please. If not for your sake, then for the sake of your family.
Absolutely. And it's we're not trying to minimize everything that Junior did, but it is a little bit of a call to action to make sure you're doing the best you can for your family.
That's right. Because you know what? If Junior didn't have the wherewithal to rescue his family, this would be a totally different conversation.
Oh my goodness, yeah. And
so, Junior, if you're watching, dude, you are a hero, buddy. And, thank the Lord that you guys are all safe. And it was a great interview. And Mr. and Mrs., you did a great job raising your family.
Absolutely. That's the perfect way to end it.